The way that you use travel to really give you inspiration and new experiences, it's very important.
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into Education. So this is a platform where I bring designers from different aspects to help understand their design career and also how design education has shaped them into better designers. Today we have a very special guest here. Let's welcome Inês. Hi Inês, welcome to Education.
Hi everyone, it's really nice to be here.
So Inês, how's your day going?
So it's have been a bit busy though, also this first month of the year, because we have a lot of work from last year and a lot of new projects coming. So it's a good time to work, but it's also very, very busy.
Thank you, Inês. So if you could give a brief about yourself to the listeners or the viewers out there.
Yes, so I'm from the Azores, a small island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean here in Portugal. I grew up there, and then I always had this feeling that I wanted to really discover more the world and come to the mainland. So I came to Lisbon to study communication design on the Faculty of Fine Arts of the Lisbon University. And there I studied for 3 years, mainly about how design always needs to have a context and to have a meaning, to make sense, and not to only make visual appealing stuff. And we have always to have that notion in mind. And then after that, I started working with a professor in a small studio here. The work was mainly cultural, but we also did some different projects, and it was really nice to have this experience in a smaller studio. But then I wanted to, because I didn't do any exchange program when I was in college, so I wanted to do more like an internship abroad. So I went to Berlin and to work as an intern at Super Union, which is a design agency that they have offices around the world as well. And the work there was nice to have this contact with more art direction and not only design. So it was really nice to have that perspective as well. And then I decided to come back to Portugal, because I didn't have so many years of experience working here and on my context as well. So when I came back, I started working on an agency here, and I did the work there. The agency is called Nossa. And the work there was really good as well, because they had a very strong digital component, and also the advertising team was really great. And the way that they gave the power to ideas, it was a very good space to learn and to meet different profiles and to grow my perspective as well. And then for I decided to, because also I was having a lot of freelance requests, so I decided to really go for it and start my own practice. And so that's what I have been doing since 1 year and a half, more or less. I have been working on as a freelance, and also on my own studio called Studio Ayer. And the work that I basically do, it's mainly across disciplines of design, but it's more focused on this the identity world, and to make design with an impact. And so it could also have a very strong feeling of the innovation and how design can work as a society shifter as well. So that's like a short break of my yeah, forgot to mention in terms of education, I did only my bachelor's, but then I also did how can I say, a residency in typography at the School of Visual Arts in New York, and also a short program project at Elisava in Barcelona, where I was working closely with Barcelona City's Hall, and also the community from the university on a big identity project. So that was really nice in terms of my journey on education as well.
Thank you so much, Inês. That was quite a wonderful journey with so many Wonderful stuff. So let's talk about your journey into design and how did you start? Like, where was that initial point for you that you decided that this is the field that you want to go through?
So I was on high school, I was on art school, but also I was on the music conservatory because I have been playing violin since I was 5. And then I was a bit divided between the to go to more on the performative arts or to be in more graphic and designer. So I decided to do like a gap year after high school, so I could decide better which path I would choose. And then there, for me, it was really nice to be more. To have more time to experience both worlds and understand better. And then for me, the option for design, it had to be a lot with this ability to influence communication and also to try to arrange with solutions that can solve a lot of problems in the social, societal, and also cultural and economic world. So this is one of the main reasons that I wanted to go to the design field.
That's wonderful journey, Ines. So you did a lot of cross-country collaborations and you did a lot of exploration in terms of going and visiting different places. So how did that impacted to you as a being a better designer?
Yes, I think when the way that you use travel to really give you inspiration and new experiences, it's very important because even when if you don't have the ability to go to the place and learn more about it, you can always in through books and through movies and a lot of references kind of travel to the places without going there. And for me it's something that it has a strong impact in my world because sometimes we are too closed up into our realities and we forget that the other realities matter so much and they can really influence the way that you perceive your reality, and you can make the change only if you have the knowledge of how other people are living in other contexts as well.
That's great, Ines. So in terms of traveling, like you might made some wonderful connections out there. So how did you made those connections, and those connections, how did you convert into your proper design experience?
I think the connection point that you mentioned is really the one of the keys of our profession, because a lot of these collaborations that I have been doing really came from this very good connection to other people. Uh, because if you are too much in your shell, you are missing out other people and other fields. Because for instance, now I'm also taking a post graduation course in economics and management, and that is really different from our field. And to have contact with these types of persons that are really different from my work from day-to-day basis, it's very good to make these different connections and then to also help them in their projects and to bring a new perspective. So I think connection is really important, and it's something that I have been really keen on preserving during these years. So my work has been very influenced by this journey and this progress that I have been making. For instance, the work that I have been doing in education or cultural, or also some projects that are more product based and related. It really depends on the view and the perspective that I have been with this contact with other people. So that's really important for me as well.
Thank you, Ines. You mentioned a great point over there that design is not done in silos and it's done with connections and with proper collaboration. So running your own studio right now, how does being an effective traveler has made you also a better business person to deal with different clients, and how did that exposure has been built up?
Yeah, so the main point, the first point that you said about the collaboration, that's really interesting because since I have started this more freelance path, I always tend to work in teams, and different teams there are that I can join with other designers, strategies, copywriters, and other creatives, and it's really nice to be able, as also not only as a designer but only as a design director and art director, to have this experience and exchange knowledge with other peers. That's really, really important. And also, I think that this leadership and business part, it has been really important for my development as well. That was one of the main reasons that I signed up to this economics and management class, because I think also, in terms of the gender gap that we sometimes have on the creative world, it's very important that because sometimes society and other agencies don't see women as having these roles of leadership, and also being able to organize teams, have this also this contact with clients. So it's really important to have that role as well. And this contact with clients has been a really nice experience for me that I didn't have so much in the past when I was working on agencies. And I think that when we have the ability to work closely with the client, it's very important, because we try to, and we can more understand how this project is so important to them, because on the end of the day we give our efforts and our contribution, but the project it belongs to someone else as well. So it's really nice to work closely together and to understand their perspective, and to bring also our vision to pair it up with theirs as well. So that's has been really nice to work with the clients.
Thank you so much, Ines. So, Ines, if you could take us through some of your wonderful work that you got inspired from all this traveling and exploring cross cultures.
Yes, so I have this project that I made during last year, and it was an amazing collaboration with Adobe, and also with the Off Academy and the Off Festival, and with a great mentorship from Vassava students from Barcelona and Bruno Celes. So this project was really more of a personal project, an original idea that was supposed to be showcased at a festival in Barcelona last year. So the main goal with this project, called Revalue the Intangible Value of Things, was to really understand how this human interaction, and how people relate to objects and physical matters, and how we give value to them, whether it's a monetary value or cultural or emotional as well. So the first step was to really organize the bigger picture, because the project had to be developed for the year. So I started with some drafts, experimenting with typography, and also some color and identity. And then moving on, here you can see a bit of some of the sketches for the R and for the letters. And then going to this, creating this digital platform where people could really engage with it, and we can absorb some data to later on understand better the answers for this question. And then so the website was born with this really strong identity, and this really the silhouette that kind of mask the objects, and they would appear at some times. I can also show you the website, that it's still live since last year. So we had this little bit of the introduction of what I created here with this object index. And then you could navigate between the categories and really choose your object. And then for me, yeah, maybe I can show you the cultural category was really nice, this cultural and heritage, that I had the chance to really question some of the objects, because they were really keen on religion and different cultures and the meanings. And so the user would fill this form, and then at the end, we would have all this data and very rich research to continue. So after collecting a lot of data from different countries and doing a lot of publicity as well on other talks, I was able to create a series of infographic posters that could better understand the data and this relationship to objects. And that was really nice to see, for instance, this the predominance of answers and also the object traits that could really influence the way that we relate to them. So the first one was the visual and the shapes. It's very important. And here I was able also to experiment a bit with 3D and adopt dimensions. And then also this touch and the more cost and emotional plan was really nice to examine as well. And then we elected like the most voted or wanted object, and obviously for last year it was the mask. So this study also showed how the context that we were living in are living still now. So it was really nice to do the all this study last year. And then the main goal of this project was to have an exhibition at the space, but because of the context that was not possible. But we culminated all this research on a very interesting Behance talk, so that was really nice to showcase as well.
Thank you so much, Ines. That was really wonderful, and it gave a very strong and bold message to the strong brand identity. So wonderful work out there, and thanks for sharing that with us. So if you want to give tips to the young designers out there, what will be the 5 tips that you will suggest them to take in heritage, or to take in nature around them as an inspiration, rather than breaking their heads on some digital screens?
Yeah. So one of the things that really helped me was to step out of my comfort zone and try to surround myself with other intriguing characters and other people that could really help me grow on my own. And also this idea that because we are on a field of design that can be so bigger than what it is, very interesting to me as well was to understand other fields that could better help me understand my own. And that was really nice to learn more about anatomy or botanicals or economics, or something that is not really the main goal, but we as designers we work on so many different projects that this way can really help you. And also I think one last tip would be to really don't be afraid of experiment, and to fail sometimes, because it's more than normal, and it's also necessary to so you can reach the level that you want. And really take time to do some personal projects where you can really showcase some of the type of work that you want to do in the future, and sometimes you are not able to do in your regular job. So that's really important to innovate as a designer as well.
That's a wonderful point that you have brought out, Ines, which even I tell to a lot of young designers, that inspiration is something that's around you, and you should always try to capture these moments and create mood boards and font inspirations or color inspirations to keep you always ready. And personal projects are the very best way to experiment all these things, which you won't be getting with some client based project. So wonderful point that you mentioned out there. So let's talk about your design education thing, because you did quite a lot of education and residency programs and other things as well. So how was your experience in terms of various these programs, and how did design education has shaped you into a better designer?
Yes, I think that the first step on the bachelor's was very important as a first stepping stone, because I think that because also my college was very much theoretical. So I think this they really taught me how to think and to really make questions about so many different things. So that I think that for me the most valuable thing I took from college was really this more ability to question and to go over the top with my projects. And then the more of the visual and skill set more that are more practical is something that I kind of learned on my own, and also by watching other more experienced designers that also taught me a lot about that as well. And then in comparison with the residency, because it happened in a different time in my life as well, because for me it was really nice, because I always wanted to spend this semester on this great school in New York, and then to be able to have this mentorship with so many very important typographers. For me, it was really nice because I think as identity designers, we really need to have a strong skill set in typography, because it's like the spoken word with this in its most basic form. So for me, it was really nice to have that as a kind of way so I could grow more on that field as well. Because for me, I felt like doing smaller courses instead of a bigger program after the bachelor's was better for me at this stage, because I think we also learned a lot about when we are working. So this work experience, it's kind of invaluable and cannot be replaced with any school, because work itself, it turns like a school sometimes. And so I felt that these short courses really helped me to gain more specific skills that a more general course wouldn't give me. So I think this combination of like a bigger course and also some small specifications, and it can really help me to be also more attentive to some details.
Thank you so much, Ines, for sharing all these wonderful insights and sharing your beautiful journey with us. We are looking forward to host you again in our upcoming videos.
Thank you so much. It was really nice to share with you all, and I hope to come back in the near future.